Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24, My Team Mode, or Create a Team Mode. Tonight it's round 4 of our first season. We are heading to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. So the first big upset or change to the calendar is Japan is really early now. Race number 4, normally right near the end of the season. It has in the past historically been the season-ending race for many years, but now it's as early as round 4. And we will hopefully have our first upgrade on the car tonight. And it's not an April Fool's joke. As you can see, this is the 1st of April 2024, but no, this is hopefully the genuine thing. We will have one upgrade on one car tonight, I hope. If I've done the maths correct, we should be able to stick the side pod on the Saturday for third practice and then qualification. So let's get ourselves advanced in time just a little bit. That's our spare underfloor to replace the one that we damaged. There we go. So that will put us back up to 2 spares, just as the first 2 are starting to wear out. There we go. We achieved our target for sponsor engagement for the opening 3 rounds. We did a race day appearance, a non-race appearance, sent our scouts on a STEM tour, and also did a weather centre advert as well. Gave us enough to beat our required target for engagement, which means that we get a nice little payout there of $437,500 from the sponsors. But we didn't do any mandatory activities, so no additional payouts there. Doing a new sponsor plan right now, it would seem. There is just a preview of the Japanese Grand Prix. You can see the tables there. Let's get this new sponsor plan done. So there are no mandatory activities required for this period. We do need to hit a fair bit of engagement, but this will take us up to 2.65 million for this particular payout by the look of it. So let's have a look. We actually have a starting engagement of 9k. I wonder if that's carried over from the previous period. No, don't want to confirm the plan. Let's have a look. So what can we do? It's not going to have too much of an impact. Let's have a look. How you doing, Patkins? How you doing, Wayne? Anthony, good to see you guys. Army's here as well. Dino, Refill, good to see you all. Right, let's have a look. So a guided tour from the head of Aero will use up a lot of the engagement requirement, which is good. As you can see, that will be a big old boost. Everything is going to have some kind of knock-on effect. It's just finding the right thing. Definitely going to do an affiliate sponsor event, just to give us a little bit of extra movement there. Pit Crew STEM Tour. That will replace our mechanics with junior mechanics for the tour's duration, which will increase pit crew fatigue. Yeah, I'm not going to go with that. Let's have a look at... Let's see, head of Aero, post race debrief. head of area and technical chief. Almost complete with just one of those. Let's throw Teddy in for, or Teo in for a sponsor event. And then we can just do one more thing, and that will get us through. That won't quite get us. Oh no, that'll just get us over the line, I think. Yeah, it will. The post-race debrief. Let's do one of those. And then let's have a look if we can get something else in there. Just to give us a little bit of extra carryover, which I hope will help boost the next month. We're not going to be using the design center for a while, so let's do a design center advert. There we go, and we'll leave it at that, I think. Good day, Toby. Okay. Advancing time. We've got designs coming good. Let's get these into manufacturing. Was it the wing? I don't think it was. So it's suspension, chassis, and we're building side pods already, it would seem. It's going to take 10 days for each of those. Those will get started on those ones. I really need another level on the factory. Let me just double check. 2 days to go. Race day is 3 days from now. Yeah, we will just get that side pod on the car for tonight. Hopefully it'll make a difference. There's the suspension done. Only got 1.4 mil left. Much as I would love to get another project done to get, a front wing started, just can't afford it at the moment. So we'll leave it as is. Okay, so balanced circuit. Car is not well suited due to its low high-speed performance. We're predicting the best strategy for this circuit will be a two-stop. Historically, the safety car chance is about 50%, with the average pit lane time loss about just under 30 seconds. With a safety car, the average pit lane time loss is 17. So it's a substantial improvement under a safety car. Looks like it's going to be hot, so tyres could easily overheat and wear faster. Okay. Worth checking race targets. Well, let's check car performance before we do anything else, because they did hint that we would actually have a slight advantage over Williams in the high speed. So this is where we are right now. And this is where we stand compared in performance terms compared to the average. So you can see we are nearly 2 kilometers an hour slower than the average top speed right now, which is not good at all. Let's have a direct look at Williams. Williams have got better high speed than us. They've got better everything than us, apart from they're slightly heavier than us. So maybe they brought an upgrade for this Grand Prix. Let me look at car 2, it's exactly the same. Yeah. All right, who else have we been scrapping against? Sauber. Ooh. So we are a little bit closer to Sauber. They have a bit more speed than us. Their acceleration is a lot better than ours. DRS is pretty similar. So these are the next guys up in terms of pace, it would seem. And we do have better engine cooling and tyre preservation than them, but that doesn't really mean much at this stage. But we are a little bit closer to them than we are to anybody else. So, yeah, it still looks as though we're going to be targeting Joe. But if Sargent hasn't updated the car from the condition it was in last night, we can compete with Sargent as well. Maybe. Let's set some targets. I'm not expecting miracles tonight. We're going to go with just 21st and 21st. And let's see. Actually, we'll have a look at the team activity schedule. So we've got a post-race debrief. Nothing with the sponsors tonight to affect our drivers. Yeah. We'll play it safe. We don't have a clear pace leader at the moment.
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a favourite home for motorsports, and it welcomes us back this weekend. Get ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix. In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. Now let's get the weekend underway.
Yeah, it's 3 wins from 3 for Max now at the beginning of this season. Alright, we have got rain. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm going to go with the soft tyre. No, I'm going to go with the medium tyres in this session. I'm not sure how well the softs are going to hold up. Let's go with... I'm not sure how much fuel I need to put in the car for this one. I think we'll go 18 laps to be on the safe side. I think that's probably too much. Might only be 16. Let's drop those settings down. We'll still be using our original parts tonight. As you can see, they are still good. Car setup, I'm going to go with a 7, 12, 5. Which one do I want to go with the roll bar? Go with a 7, 3, 3, 5, and a 0. And then we'll do something similar but a little different on the other car. I don't think either of those setups are anywhere close to being right, but they should give us a good starting point, I think. Right, let's send them out for practice.
Copy, radio check. Okay, copy.
I'm just going to watch the first lap
Copy.
of this practice run, just so I can see some of the visual improvements they've made to the Suzuka. There's a lot of gravel traps on this circuit.
Copy.
And a lot of grass as well. So we are definitely seeing quite a fair bit of change in the way that the circuit's been presented. She does look like a proper race car now, doesn't she? Beautiful. Right, there we go. That's a full first lap. Let's speed things up now. We've got a little splash of rain about to hit the track, but effectively nothing, according to our weather centre.
Copy.
Here it comes. It's going to go again almost immediately.
I am not fully ready, okay?
And there he goes. That was it. That was the rain. A very little light sprinkling for just a couple of seconds. When the cars drive away from a pit, tyres get left behind. Have I ever noticed that? Yeah, a lot. Especially when you program in a stop for the following lap with your other car. It happens a lot that time. You've done 4 races tonight, says Toby, and it's not looking good. Definitely experiencing the struggle, but you did make it to Q2 in Suzuka, then finished 22nd. All right, well, let's see how I can do tonight. See if I can go a little bit
You
better.
happy with the car?
We've got our first feedback,
Yeah, I'm okay
and
with the
it
car
is
at the moment.
not bad at 62%. We'll do another couple of laps before we call them in. Just waiting on Liam's final bit of feedback. There it is, 79%, so that's better.
Feels pretty good. Pit lane.
Right, let's make a few quick changes.
Stop in our box. We're gonna stop in our box.
There's Lawson in the background. We go past all the other garages right to the very end. Yeah, so that is definitely wrong. Let's go with 2.8. No, it's too much. 4.6, and then. Oh, the wing needs to change. Which way is that going to go? I'm going to go with a. Go with a 13 on the rear wing. That doesn't look too far away. Yeah, let's see how that works. I'm actually pretty happy with how that looks so far. Proof is in the pudding. We'll find out once he's done that run. And again, I'm going to go with a 13 on the wing. Let's leave that at 7.5 for now. Let's push that to a 2.8. And go to an 8. So an 8, 13, 2, 8, 3, 5, 0. And everything is looking good in terms of spacing. So we'll try that as well. Behrman's in the Ferrari instead of Sainz tonight. Let's see. Drugovic is in for one of the Aston. Well, they're both Aston reserves are in, so Jack Crawford's in there as well. Hajar's back in the car this time for Max. Iwasa is in for Sonoda tonight in FP1. Pietro Fittipaldi is in. CHA. CHA. Chloe Chambers in for Haas. Albon is in as normal. Pushmaini's in. So yeah, again, a mixture of reserves and real racers. Let's see, is Behrman currently on track? No, he is not. No, he's just gone out. There he is. Where's Leclerc right behind him? There is Ollie Behrman. Take a look in helicopter view for a lap as well. As we go through the center S's. Into Dunlop. Through the Dagmars 1 and 2. Sweep. I can't remember. I think this is like 220R. I think this long sweeping right-hander here. And then we go into Spoon. Maloney is much better on his tyres than Behrman. See, I'm not for sure. I think, and I'm speculating here, but I've started a new team multiple times. Just because I wanted to change something in the background. And I've had different performance ratings for my two drivers quite significantly different. So Porsche is slightly better than Lawson in a couple of aspects, but they're still pretty evenly matched. The Porsche I've got in my other save file has got like a 90 cornering stat. Which is way more than he's got. It's like 10 points more than he's got in this. So I think there is an element of random generation for the reserve drivers. I think they have a fixed overall rating, but the points get randomly applied within a sort of a framework. Because I've had somewhere Lawson has been quicker than Porsche. I've had somewhere Porsche is definitely quicker than Lawson. And the one that we've got right here they're actually fairly well balanced. They're lapping almost identical times each time they go round. So I think there is an element of random generation. Now I don't know if that is only because we're doing a my team thing, or if it does that in standard career as well. If you're just one of the original 10, that is something that does need a little bit of further investigation, I think. But yeah, I've not had identical stats for my drivers, across different save files. It's a little odd. On again for 2 Saturdays in a row. Is this the norm now? No, it's just because it's round 1, week 1 of the game. I'm taking tomorrow off, and then we'll be back for round 5 on Monday, and then we'll just be going to 5 days a week. Oh god damn it, we damaged the underfloor. So there goes that spare underfloor that we just got back from the factory.
Give me some feedback.
All right, big improvement. We're up to 93%. A little bit more settling is needed to fine-tune that setup, but that's a really big step forward from like the 62% we were at. See how Lawson feels about the changes that we made. %. Not much of a step forward, so something is still wrong on that car.
Okay, copy.
I wonder if I went the wrong way on the rear wing. I went from a 12.5 to a 13. Maybe I should have gone to a 12. Maybe that's the big difference. We'll find out in a minute. They're on their way back to the garage. Checker flag is down. So, session is over. We're starting on the interstate. Okay. Let's swap over to that on the floor that we've only just got back from manufacturing. Alright, so I did overcook that. Let's bring that back there then. Which means I can pull that back and that back. There we go, that looks good to me. So the wing was right, we just overshot the roll bar on that one. And what's the fine tuning we need to do here? Again, it's the roll bar. Let's go to a 3.7 for that. Let's push that up. See if that does it. I hope it does, because I can't push that any further forward and I can't pull that any further back, so hopefully that's it. How many laps of fuel do I want? Let's see. Let's go with 25 laps of fuel. This is all weather dependent, of course. our first proper wet running of the year. And it will be wet running for pretty much all of this opening part of the stint, not the entire stint itself. But a good chunk of it, as you can see. We're predicted to run until about 22. We'll get a good half of the stint on the wets or the inters, then we'll probably need to come in for the dries. Although I am kind of curious. We're going to stay out longer than we should because I want to see how quickly the inters fall apart on this game. Once they go, into very high temperatures. So another little science experiment. Nobody else is coming out for some wet running yet. Given that it's going to take up the entire 20 minutes of the session, I thought we'd have seen somebody come out. Apparently not. Maybe the teams just thought there's no point, given that we know it's going to be a dry race, dry quali. Nothing to be gained by running in the wet. There we go, rain has stopped. Still wet enough at the moment. But let's now pay attention to those tyres. And here come all the cars now the track is dry. And we are very much on the wrong tyre now. Spin for Albon.
How are you feeling? Yeah, copy that.
Alright, so tyres are very much overheating now. Let's see how quickly they melt over the next couple of laps. We're at 86%. We've gone backwards with Porsche. That's not good. That's got to be a 5.5 then. We're at 94% with Lawson, so some fine-tuning required there. Yeah, look how quickly those tyres are wearing out. Alright, so they really will not last very long at all. I didn't think they would, just wanted to get confirmation of that. Let's call them in. Make some quick changes. Set them out for a short run on a set of softs. Just to confirm choice of tyre for this session.
I'm happy to box.
Copy. Pit lane.
We will stop on the mark.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a 5.5. So now we can fine-tune this even further. Gonna go with that. slap on some softs and just do 15 laps. That's going to be a 5.5 as well. There we go. I'm liking the look of that. Alright, good stuff. Now we play the waiting game again. So let's take a look at Sargent's car. So the gearbox has been changed, not surprised by that. The engine is still a problem, and the ERS is about to become a problem, potentially. Although we have seen the ERS survive down to about 25%, I think, before that starts to go yellow now. So keep an eye on that. So his engine's about 20% less power than ours, or 20% less life in it than ours. I think even like that, Sargent might be a little bit too quick for us. Stay out an extra couple of laps. Last little bit of feedback. Can I get it before the session ends?
Give me a update.
Yeah, there we go. So, Porsche's car is nailed. What about Lawson's?
Copy that.
Session is over. Come on, give me that feedback before you hit the garage. There it is. And that's at 100% as well. Beautiful. Both cars are nailed on. Going into the final practice session. And now we get to put the new side pod on. So which driver gets the side pod? I'm going to give it to Porsche, I think. There we go. So that will give us a little bit of extra performance. As you can see, it'll slightly improve engine cooling, give us a tiny bit more speed, boost our acceleration, but it will give us more performance in the corners, specifically the high speed. It's going to get the biggest sort of gain in terms of G-force there, although medium will get a nice big boost as well. That'll move us up 3 places in the rankings, 1 place in the low speed. Yeah, all right. Will that work for us? We want the hard tyres in this session, which we are scheduled to run. Let's go with 18 laps of fuel. That should be all we'll need, given that we're 88% track knowledge. I'm not going to get car part knowledge anywhere close to 100 tonight, so I'm not even going to try. There we go.
Green, green.
And it'll be a short run. Let's see how much of a difference that's going to make on lap times. We're looking at about 0.3 of a second. I'm ignoring that lap there because of the traffic. The next couple of laps are going to be a bit iffy because of traffic. We'll wait for the Ferraris to get through the pair of us, I think. Both of our drivers into some clear running. I'll get a McLaren coming out behind. This is why it's so hard to judge pace in practice. Right, this lap should be a good indicator. Hopefully. Six tenths, that seems a bit much. Porsche about 0.2 quicker. There he was about half a second quicker. Tenth of a bit. Yeah, it's really hard to judge in practice when there's so much traffic constantly coming through. It's definitely made improvement. It's very hard to gauge exactly how much of an improvement though. What's the difference in their best laps? Porsche is actually slower. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Guess we'll have to wait and see how that unfolds through qualifying and racing. Scouting's a lot quicker. Yes, I noticed that. And there's no, either a short report or full detailed report now. So I think it's just like you scout, you get a report in 6 days that gives you all the information. Much quicker than the let's scout. This guy just to get his basic stats for 10 days, or to get his stats and his contract for a month. It makes a big difference. Certainly reduces the need for scouting, for large scouting departments in the game. I mean, there's a lot more to scout, but you can scout so much more. You can really use and abuse your scouts. And our scouts are back from their STEM tour, so we should have at least one scout available to us after this Grand Prix. I've got to check before we went into the Grand Prix. Okay, let's see just how much difference that upgrade has made now that we hit qualifying.
Welcome to qualifying. Let's find out if all that practice will pay off for the drivers.
Suzuka is a notorious circuit both for its unpredictable weather and the difficulty of closely following other cars. Making the right call on when to head out to avoid traffic and dirty air can make all the difference here.
Given what we've seen of late, what do you think of Kevin Magnussen there, Karun?
It's interesting because they weren't that fast in practice. I'm not sure if this was a lack of pace or just the team trying different things, but I imagine we'll see their true performance soon enough.
And with that, let's get back onto the track.
Okay, nothing to change. Baseline stats. There you can see Porsche stats, not amazing. Baseline braking of 78, baseline cornering of 82, baseline accuracy of 78. Lawson has got the higher base stats, it would seem. Maybe I should have put it on Lawson's car. Never mind. Yeah, let's start qualifying. I could switch it over. I have still not yet committed. This is where I would commit. Oh. No, we'll stick with Porsche. Lawson will have it in the next Grand Prix. Yeah, let's just send him out.
Keep loading the tires until you can again.
Copy.
Track conditions definitely cooler for qualifying than they're going to be in the Grand Prix.
Clear ahead. Go for it.
I've got a car coming out. Can we beat him into turn one? Yes, we can. There he is. But he will be in the way of Lawson when Lawson comes through the sweepers. So Porsche is going to get an uninterrupted run on this lap. Let's see if Lawson gets held up. Oh, we're going to catch him in Dunlop. Slightly quicker in the first sector for Lawson. That's probably the cornering effect, or the cornering skill coming into play. Now someone's gone quicker than the pair of us. It's not surprising. And this is where I'm expecting Porsche to have more pace in sectors 2 and 3 with that upgrade. So I'm hoping he's going to have more pace. 38.0. 37.8. Oh no, Lawson is looking quicker. Maybe I'll put the upgrade on the wrong car. A 20.0 across the line.
You following Delta?
And a 19.9, so he's picked up 4/10 of a second. Alright,
Copy.
that's a bigger gap than I was expecting to see.
Copy.
3 seconds off Piastri's pace at the moment, with Porsche. That's not good. This Piastri's not going to be the quickest. Not at all. Speed time up, see how we do. We'll send him out for another run. And then we'll wait till the end of the session and go for one final run on new tyres. See if we can maybe sneak a car into Q2, but somehow I don't think we will tonight. Not without a little bit of luck. I am going to send Porsche out behind Lawson, though, and see if we can get a bit of a slipstream going. It's going to be tricky with the traffic on track, but we'll see what we can do. So I have got one of the two Williams cars coming through. He's just crossing the line now on his flying lap. So we are going to get pulled over.
Copy, copy.
Alright, that's about as close as you can get for a slipstream without it causing major problems. Yellow flag. That's the Williams locking up at the bus stop. Locking up or spinning, one of the two. It's a lock up. It's Logan locking up on his flying lap, no less. Right at the end of his flying lap.
The brakes couldn't cope. They took a gamble and it was just too late.
Straight down the escape road there. I wonder if he'll abort the lap and go straight to the pits. I think he has. Which means he won't be in the way. But we have got a Ferrari into the pit lane now. Shit. That's not good. That's going to get in the way of the pair of us. So the Williams is not going to be an issue, but now we've got a Ferrari popping out right in front of us. There it is. In turn one. Now turn two. Get out of the way. Alright, we lost a little bit of time there in the first sector, but not too much. And we should be good now for the rest of the lap. No improvement in the first. I wasn't expecting it after meeting the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc in turn two there. This is where I'm hoping we'll see an improvement. You can see how much Porsche gained there. We'll run up to Spoon. Now we're on the run up to 130R. Can we go flat through 130R? No. We have to lift. We don't have enough downforce to go flat. We have improved with Porsche, but not with Lawson. And the improvement was negligible in terms of difference between the two. But it has hopefully
Copy.
does something for us. Did we get any actual improvement? No, we didn't. We were half a second down, nearly 4/10 of a second down. We improved by a tenth in the final sector, but we lost half a second in the first sector thanks to the Ferrari, and then negligible difference in the final sector. So we would have improved had it not been for Leclerc. There again, we lost half a second in the opening sector, and that was just too much in the end. We were down a tenth in the middle and 2/10 in the final sector. So we would have had a slight improvement with Lawson. We would have had a big improvement for Porsche had it not been for that Ferrari. Bugger. We'll find a little bit more performance. We're not slowest at the moment. That goes to Gasly and obviously Sargent, who is back out, I think. No, he's in the pits. Gasly's on track on an in-lap. We've got one final run left in us. We are currently in 16th, but Russell is way out of position. Ricciardo is probably way out of position as well, given the pace of the RBs so far this year. Now we need to try and judge this right. Alright, so we don't have any traffic behind us that's going to get in the way. We shouldn't have any traffic in front of us getting in the way on this lap. But the question is, how long till everyone else starts piling out of the pits? Because that could have a problem. We could have a very, very busy hot lap. I really hope we don't. Leclerc's coming out. Sainz is starting his flying lap, and he's going to have a potential of hold up there into turn one with his teammate. Haas is coming out. They're not coming out quick enough. We went a little bit too early. We went a little bit too early. We are going to have traffic. Damn. So Russell's improved. He's up to 5th place now. It's going to be a question of where do we hit that traffic. It's still piling out. Oh, shit. Oh, this is going to ruin our qualifying laps. Yeah, definitely lost time there. I think Porsche was fine. Yeah, Porsche has improved. 3/10 quicker in that first sector. Where's the next slow car going to be? Coming out of Spoon.
This guy is just so annoying.
More holding up. So this is not going to help Lawson at all, but it is going to give Porsche a hell of a tow up to the line here. Look at the difference in that sector there. He was 1.2 seconds quicker. We'll get a little tow across the line for Lawson. Porsche did get held up on that final lap. He is in 19th place, so he hasn't got past Lawson. He lost too much time in the final sector there. So once again, our final laps are ruined. Couldn't get out of Q1. But we do have a little bit of pace. It's not horrible. How do we end up so far off Lawson's pace? How much time did we lose in that final sector? Oh God, we lost 0.7 of a second in that final sector there. Mateo. Jesus Christ. No wonder he suddenly dropped. Lawson lost a second in the final sector. He lost 1.2 seconds in the middle sector. And was down 0.3 in the opening sector. Jeez, disastrous lap there for Lawson. Unfortunately, we didn't get a clean run at all. And we're out in 21st and 22nd. Oh boy. Yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. I think we can go faster than we have. How far off were we in the end? Couple of tenths. So yeah, we're going to be fighting with Sargent tonight. I think Albon might be a little bit too quick for us, but I think we've got pace just to mix it up with Sargent. Ideally, we can get both cars through as Sargent, and then we can achieve our sponsor target. Let's see who puts it on pole. Oh, it's Perez. Perez sticks it on pole. Max in second, so it's a Red Bull front row. McLaren second row, Norris ahead of Piastri. Ferrari third row, Leclerc ahead of Sainz. And it's Tsunoda, Russell, Ricciardo, and Stroll. Hamilton did not make Q3. Knocked out at the end of Q2 there in 11th. And it's Hulkenberg, Alonso, Magnussen, Ocon, Gasly. And then we go down to Q1 knockout. So Zhou, Bottas, Albon, Sargent, Lawson, and us. You can see the team is pretty much 2 by 2 up for most of the grid. There's definitely a pecking order starting to appear.
It won't be long before we get underway here in Japan with 53 figure-of-8 laps around this historic circuit.
Anything can happen at Suzuka, as Kimi Raikkonen proved in 2005. The Finn battled all the way from 17th to win. Will we see a similar show of will and talent today, I wonder?
Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of Suzuka, the only figure-of-8 track in Formula One. High-speed downforce will be the name of the game here, if teams want to secure a place on that podium. Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
All right, so 2-stop is the way to go, but not that 2-stop. I think that is going to be better for us. Even that's going to be a little tight. trying to remember which of my drives has got the better smoothness. Neither of them are particularly good when it comes to smoothness at the moment, unfortunately. Try something like that, I think. We'll try splitting the strategy. See how that works out. I'm going to take 2 laps of fuel out. Because we are most definitely going to get a lap tonight. Let's send them out.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. The calm composure of Sergio Perez amongst the hustle and bustle of the grid.
They've got a fantastic opportunity starting on pole, but can they carry it through to the end?
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? The drivers are warmed up, they're ready to go here at the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, we are off and running. A little bit of corner cutting going on there, and Stroll's picked up some underfloor damage already. Sargent's going to come back in a look up the inside. Can we hold him off on the exit of the corner? No, we can't. But can we come back at him? And there we go, a net overtake and a net loss. That's resulted in a big drop in confidence. Yeah, I can't wait for that to be a thing of the past. I'm actually going to just do a little bit of tyre saving while we're stuck at the back here. Try and save a little bit of performance over the cars directly in front of us. We've still got the batteries to deploy. almost everybody on the softs. I'm going to have to actually up that pace now, just to stay with Sargent. The plan is for Lawson to be the lead of the two for this first stint, until the tyres start to switch the other way, and just pull Porsche along with him. Already we are 18 seconds off the lead. Sargent's off. And he's damaged his car as well.
There's a
He's
yellow
crashed.
flag now.
So he's gone off at Degner 2. Oh yeah, spin into the barrier.
There's a car off 2-1.
And he's busted his rear wing. So we've beaten Sargent, because he's going to have no pace now for the rest of the Grand Prix. So that's it. We've achieved our sponsor goals as long as both cars finish. Now let's give Lawson a little bit of a push.
Copy.
A huge chunk of his rear wing missing there.
Copy.
And it'll be sayonara, see you later to Sargent. So we're on target for about $350,000. It's not a massive amount of money, but I mean, that is, you know, most of a chassis. Confidence levels are climbing. Wilson almost back to starting level confidence. Porsche a little above at the moment, trailing off the back. And that is almost it for battery now for Lawson. So let's go into top up mode. Porsche's got another couple of corners worth to close the gap back up to Lawson. See if he can. See how much time we're losing in that first sector through to Bottas through lack of downforce.
Copy that.
All right, let's keep an eye on things at the front. Max got past Perez and is already 3 seconds clear. Perez being swarmed by Lando Norris here. And through he goes. There's Oscar and Leclerc side by side through the center S's just behind. Sargent's in the pits already. The lambs. So he's changing his tyres. I never actually looked to see what the tyre damage was. If he's changing that early, I'm guessing it was substantial. I wonder if he's knackered up that gearbox as well. Let's take a little look-see at his car. Oh, yeah. You can see the damage that's done. His ERS is down 20% to 20%. His gearbox is down 25%. That was a brand new gearbox this weekend. He's already taken a huge chunk of life out of it. And his engine's dropped down another 10% as well. And look at what happened to his tyres. He lost 50% of the life of the tyres in that crash. Yeah, so that's it. Sargent's cooked. All we've got to do is finish like this. We've achieved our sponsor goals. Maybe I should have been a little more adventurous and gone 20 and 21st, but I have no idea which cars are quicker of the two at the moment, and I didn't want to gamble. Leave ourselves in an awkward position. How are we looking on tyre wear compared to the field? We are not pushing the tyres anywhere near as hard as the AI yet. I think what I may do is potentially convert Porsche. Let's have a look at going medium, medium, soft. Let's look at that as a backup strategy. 6 seconds faster. And enough of a stagger between the two that they're not going to trip over each other in the pit lane. And they should come back towards each other towards the end as well. So we'll just leave them to run their own races, and hopefully we'll start to see by the end of the race if there's a definite difference in car pace with the upgrade or not. I mean, theoretically, it should be worth a good couple of tenths, but we still don't know the true pace of our drivers. It's going to vary from track to track based on their stats. And this is our first. We've only done 3 races, so we don't have a clearly defined sort of team order yet. And the first race with the side pod, and we don't have full knowledge of it yet either. So too many variables to get anything conclusive out of this race, but we'll see. Porsche a little bit quicker on that lap. Is he starting to come back at Lawson, or is that just a one-off variance? Keep an eye on things a little bit further up. Perez very much now the meat in a McLaren sandwich. See, Ferrari's very close behind as well. Max is looking comfortable. Evening, Mystic. Piastri could be in trouble. Sainz has pushed past Leclerc and is now right on the gearbox of Oscar here, so we might see an attempt in the next few corners. Let's take a look at lap times across the line again. So the group in front of us is doing mid to low 138s as an average. And Lawson was slower again, this time by 0.4 of a second. So he is closing the gap. Hamilton's improved up to 9th place now. Stroll's underfloor damage is definitely hurting him. Down to 11th and outside of the points. And let's head back to Porsche. That gap's still slowly coming down. Pretty even across the line there. Lawson actually 400ths quicker that time round. What's Sargent's pace at? Yeah, it's nothing, is it? 2 seconds a lap slower right now with that wing damage and his busted powertrain. I wonder if we'll get any safety cars tonight. 50% chance according to the historical average. Would certainly make things a bit more interesting. I don't think we're going to see anything quite as chaotic as we did at Jeddah for a while, but be interesting to see how we do. We'll have our first sprint event on Monday as well when we go to China. First time using the new 2024 rules. So it will be interesting to see if it does allow us to change the setup between the sprint and regular qualifying. Because if they're using the full 24 regs, then we should be able to. Right, slow lap for Gasly, which has held up Bottas on the previous lap.
Seen a few go off the track there,
and that's going to help slow them down even more. There. I was wondering why we'd taken a good second or so out of the gap. It's now down to just 3.5. It's come down by a second and a half. Tyre wear will also be a factor. Yeah, Gasly's tyres are almost gone, look. So Gasly's going to be boxing very soon. He's already been passed by Valtteri. I would push and try and get the confidence boost for overtaking him, but it's a negligible gain. It's not worth hurting the tyres and the strategy to go chasing after the tiniest little gain in confidence at this stage. If we were getting more of a boost from an overtake, then I probably would have gone for him, but I'll just play the waiting game. And he has really dropped off, hasn't he? Look, it's down 2 seconds to Valtteri. he going to box this lap? Now he's going again. So at that rate, we might catch him this lap. Bottas has upped his pace as a result. He's pushed, and we're into the pit window for Lawson. Well, next lap we'll be into the window. We're a lap away. I'm wondering whether or not to maybe try converting slightly. I think that's asking too much of these tyres, though. Yeah, it does look like it, doesn't it? We'll stay on the strategy we got planned in. So Max still comfortably ahead. Sargent's been lapped already. He's about to be lapped by Norris now. Yeah, that hole in the rear wings really is just bleeding lap time from that car. Oh, this is not good for Norris. The blue flags didn't come early enough, and he lost a good amount of time there. Gap now 5.5 seconds to Max. Perez has definitely dropped back. Embroiled in that fight. Piastri just clinging on, but under pressure. And now Sargent has a mechanical fault, and that has got to be his engine. Well, it could be his ERS, actually. We won't know till the end of the lap, till he completes the lap. If I was in the Williams situation, I'd be retiring that car at this point. There's no point carrying on. So the AI is still making, senseless decisions in that respect. That car is clearly never going to get anywhere near the pace. That should be a retirement, but they are keeping him out there for some reason. Let's have a look then. Now that he's crossed the line, we should have some more data. Looks like it's an engine fault then, I'm guessing. Gasly's still out there. Surely he's boxing now. Yeah, there he goes, into the pits. I mean, those tyres are pretty much gone now. Way below 30%. So we're up to 19th and 20th. Mediums for Gasly. Is a little early, so are we going to see him go hard tyres for the final stint? Or is he going to go for an aggressive 3-stop? Is he going to go soft after this? Because I don't think he'll make those mediums last enough for another set of mediums. Well, maybe. Yeah, actually looking at Lawson's tyre weight, yeah, he could probably just about make it. This game is really good, much more immersive, says Anthony. Yes, it is. Well, for the most part, but it's also, when it makes those little mistakes, those little errors, it's much more jarring and snaps you out of it in a much more violent way. That's always a problem when you go for an immersive feel, is when something breaks that immersion, the better the initial immersion feeling, the more it breaks it when that, error or mistake in the game happens that stands out too much. You notice it so much more the more invested you get. And if you're like me and autistic and you just, once you see something you can never unsee it, or once you know something you can never unknow it, it magnifies it even more. So another mechanical fault for Sergeant. I wonder if that's his ERS going now as well.
It looks like they've developed a fault.
That's 2 mechanical faults on that car now, apparently. I'm guessing engine and ERS. Joe has boxed. We have to be wary of cars coming through and overtaking us like this, because that will hurt our race pace, as our confidence will take a big hit. I'm hopeful Porsche will be alright. Box Lawson on the next lap, as per the schedule.
Copy, box.
Magnussen is tearing into Porsche. We're going to see him sneaking up. There he is. He's going to be screaming up to the back of us. Ocon boxes. Just realised we haven't really used our battery yet, have we? We only used a little bit early on and then stopped again. Let's see if I can get Porsche onto the back of Lawson and get a slipstream. Well, not a slipstream, but a DRS activation for the next lap.
Okay, copy. Copy, box. Taken, overtaken. Copy, copy.
There we go. So we protected Lawson's confidence there. We gave Porsche the DRS.
Copy.
Now he's about to get overtaken. 2.8. It's not a good stop. Again, our pit crew seems to be going backwards this season.
Don't worry about that now.
Magnussen has got through. That was inevitable. We held him off for an extra couple of laps. Yeah, straight through that turn 2 there.
Let's go.
I doubt we can stay with him either. He's already got a second on it. Yeah, he's too far ahead. Max is in. Race leader is in. Tyres are left behind because Perez is coming in. So, soft tyres for Oscar. And he will get out in front of the Red Bull. Hard tyres for Perez. We've got a sneak peek of that from the hard tyres left behind for the Verstappen stop. Hamilton having to wait a little bit on release there for Alonso, and we have a mechanical fault for Leclerc for the second race in a row. That's got to be engine or ERS, one of the two. I'm going to guess engine. Again, we're going to have to wait till the end of the lap to find out exactly what that is.
Copy.
You ready?
Issue in the pits for Nico Hulkenberg. Random question, but how many research projects do you usually do per car park? I haven't even unlocked research in this game yet, so I honestly couldn't tell you what it's going to be like this time round. But I'm going to guess it's going to vary, I think, depending on what is affected and which parts specifically are affected. Alright, so I'm going to have to defend against Hulk. Well, I won't say defend. I'm going to get overtaken by Hulkenberg again. I'm going to have to with Magnussen having already taken a little bit of confidence off me, I'm going to lose some more. Norris, Sainz and Leclerc are all in. And Ferrari are having to double stack. And that is time lost for Charles Leclerc there. Why did they double stack them like that when they were so close? That makes no sense. Right. So it is an engine fault for Charles Leclerc. And it is an engine and ERS fault for Sargent.
See what you can do, mate.
That pretty much tracks.
Right, we're at turn 14 here. Can they
We
squeeze
kept him
by?
back all the way through Spoon. It was on the run up to 130R that Hulkenberg got through.
And that sees them move to 15.
Means we should get some DRS off them at the end of the lap. And we do. Now I've got Ocon closing in on me and Zhou behind him. So we're into that danger zone now for the Porsche,
Copy.
where he could lose quite a bit of confidence with faster cars coming through, having just stopped with much better tyres. We won't be able to put up any kind of a fight. We're going to lose a place to Ocon on this lap, I think. And then Zhou is not far behind either. So I think it might be the smarter play
Is that all the pace you have?
to try and hold him back and then just box this lap. I don't think I've got the grip to hold him back, but we'll try.
Box, box.
Box.
And he's going to get alongside into 130R, isn't he? Yes, he is. Can we hold him off through the triangle? Can we outbrake him here and hold the position? No. Is it going to force us to slow down? It is. So that's still a little bit of a thing, but we got in just in time to avoid being overtaken by Albon and Zhou as well. So that protected us from another double dip at our confidence there. 2.8 seconds again. Not quick. Not quick enough. We're clear from traffic, although we are going to get lapped by the look of it. That's Max coming through. He has stopped. So once again, it's questionable as to whether we're going to make half distance. So Lawson is ahead of Valtteri, who is on soft tyres and pushing hard.
Yeah, copy that.
It's not even a contest.
Copy. Copy that.
Let's have a
He
look.
made that look way too easy.
Now this was Valtteri Bottas. The opportunity begging to be taken.
Yes, just look at that. So much more speed out of the corner. That's probably a bit of ERS deployment and obviously
And moves
soft
up a
tyres
place
as well.
into
Might even
19.
been pushing the tyres slightly. But yeah, just straight past us there.
Copy.
Right, little overview then. So Norris is now 9.5 seconds behind Max after 20 laps. On to lap 21. 2 seconds back, it is Piastri in third. Perez down to fourth, just ahead of Sainz. Leclerc's fault has dropped him off the pace a little bit. And of course, he's got that fault at the moment as well, that ERS fault. No, engine fault, sorry. Which has dropped him down a little bit. But he looked like he's trying to push. The gap's coming down. Or is that just because they've caught Perez? No, he's pushing a little bit. Russell, another 4 seconds back in seventh, and it's Tsunoda ahead of Hamilton. Alonso in 10th, Ricciardo 11th, Stroll down to 12th now with that floor damage. Then it's the two Haas drivers of Magnussen and Hulkenberg. Ocon in 15th, Albon in 16th. There is Zhou with Gasly right behind him. And it's Valtteri, Liam, Teo, who has just been lapped at the end of lap 21, and Sargent, who is already nearly 2 laps down. Or is he 2 laps down by this point? No, he's still only 1 lap down. Where is Sargent at the moment? There he is. So yeah, he's not too far away from getting lapped a second time. Another 10 laps maybe. Yeah, it's painful getting lapped this early into a race. But we will have some upgrades on the car at China. We'll have a second side pod, so we'll have one for each car. We'll have, hopefully, we'll have a chassis for each car. We should have a rear wing for each car as well. But we really need a third slot opening up with our factory, and we don't have the 7mm we need to buy that, and we won't have that for a very long time, unfortunately. Leclerc's fault has not gone away, so I can get the feeling that's only going to get worse as the race progresses. And we get a new fastest lap for Checo. What are we doing lap time wise? Oh, yeah, that's a long way off at the moment. A 1:37.0 for Lawson. His tyres are starting to wear out a little bit. Bottas's tyres, on the other hand, still looking very nice. It's going to be a long race of us not really having anything to do, just trying to keep our noses clean. As long as we can bring it home like this in 20th and 21st, we will make some money from our sponsors tonight on race day performance. We'll make about 350k. It's not a lot, but it all adds up. And there is Sargent getting lapped by Valtteri Bottas. Lawson's about to get lapped and now does get lapped by Verstappen. Can we stay within the 1 second window for DRS? I think we can.
Copy.
And Sargent is about to be lapped a second time. Like I say, I would have retired this car a long time ago. To the point where the car that's in 20th is now about to lap him. We are a lap down. And now we're about to put a lap on Sargent. Look how much slower he is through Dunlop. And the Degners. There we go. We are through. Porsche showing the blue flags to let Norris through. Here comes Perez and Piastri, so we're going to have some really uncomfortable laps now in terms of pace, where just, you know, the whole top 10 comes through in drip feeds every couple of laps. We'll be pulling over, and in some cases every few corners. We lifted to let him through at 130R, which he didn't do. Now he's going to go through here at the triangle. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to get in the way of Oscar. No, Oscar's through now. And there's the Ferrari. Carlos Sainz, who has now dropped off the back of Perez and Piastri. May as well, while we're getting cars coming through, do a little bit of battery saving. Don't need to do any fuel saving. We're a lap down. And have the potential to be 2 laps down by the end of this race on our current pace. Norris goes around the outside at Spoon there.
Copy.
And through he goes. So it's cost us a lot of time to Valtteri. But we've got the battery fully charged now, and it won't be too long before those cars start to catch and pass Valtteri. In fact, Max has already got through.
Copy.
Not a great place to pull over. We lost a fair bit of entry speed onto the final straight there.
Yeah, copy.
And Sargent's in again. He's going soft again. They won't go the distance, so they're going to do another soft stint by the look of it. Like I said, I don't know why they're keeping that car out there. It's doing nothing but just further wearing out those parts. It's already got 2 faults, unless they've cleared. And I don't think they have.
Copy.
The gap to Valtteri is now up to 13 seconds. We are losing so much time with these blue flags at the moment. I know that pain is going to be sent forward, but it's a question of whether Bottas's tyres will hang on for all of that pain to be re-inflicted on him. Not so sure that they will. You out-qualified Joe for Jeddah. The Alpines might be vulnerable with the Renault engine. First upgrades go on before Australia. Oh, did you rush them? You must have rushed them to get them that soon. Or thrown a lot of engineers on them and then rushed the manufacturing. Let's just see if we can stay.
Copy.
With the back of Charles Leclerc. No, it's not Leclerc, that's Sainz. Let's see if we can stay with Sainz. I don't think we can. I figure we can get a little bit of DRS out of him. He's on soft tyres. He's going to be so much quicker than us. Bottas has got past Zhou and we're now 17 seconds behind. Oh my god, look how much time we are losing because we're constantly getting pulled over. We lost nearly 4 seconds to Bottas on that lap. And he's off and away. Zhou's tyres are almost done, so he's not going to get significantly held up. He's going to get Piastri coming through. No, Norris. That's Norris coming up behind him. So he's going to manage to avoid a lot of the pain that we've just gone through, simply because he'll be in the pits. And all those cars that have lapped us will go through while he's boxing. Let's hope he goes one more lap.
Copy, copy.
He has. Maybe he'll go another 2 laps. So he should get caught and passed by Perez and Piastri.
Copy.
Next batch of cars to lap us is coming through. That's Russell and Sonoda. Right, so some time lost there. And the gap has suddenly come down to about 9 seconds. And this time it's Zhou who's lost a lot of lap time. We were 5.3 seconds quicker on that previous lap. And we will gain time on this lap as well. But I think Zhou's going to box this lap. He stayed out. All right, so that means we have got a chance to close the gap up a bit. Because the Ferraris, at least one of them, Sainz is going to catch him. Don't know if Leclerc will. There's Russell and Sonoda still squabbling behind us. .139 against the 137.9, so 1.5 seconds quicker on that last lap. There's the blue flag on the exit of Spoon. He actually managed to avoid losing too much time there. And now surely this is the lappy boxes. So, what tyres is he going to go on to? It's a little early for mediums. Might be going hards here. Or he could be going for another 2 sets of softs. He is going mediums. He's going to have to be really careful with those then, because they might not go the distance. As Hamilton laps him. Hamilton's tyres like 54%. Hamilton may potentially hold him up a little bit. Let's see, what lap pace is he doing? He's doing 134s. It's still quick, isn't it? It's still way too quick. And we are still 14.5 seconds behind, or nearly 14.5 seconds behind Valtteri. Magnussen's in. Gasly's in as well. There goes Valtteri. And Sainz went through. That's Leclerc there.
Copy.
Hard tyres for Gasly. So Gasly's going to the end. I wonder, is Zhou going to push those mediums and then push a set of softs at the end. Or is he just going to push his luck? We are finally about to get blue flagged for Russell and Sonoda. Managed to keep them at bay for a little while, but there we go. It was inevitable we were going to get caught.
Struggling a little bit with the front.
Porsche is now nice and close. Gasly is steaming up to the back of Porsche as well. So here comes the inevitable dip in confidence for being overtaken in no contests. That mechanical fault has got worse for Sargent.
Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Why is that car still out there?
Copy.
How long can we keep Gasly behind? I'm guessing not long. Oh, yellow flag.
Focus on yourself.
That's
Now
a
we should
locker
be
for
able to
Stroll. I
take a
was
look.
hoping we might get a
Now we
safety
see
car.
this was at turn
That would have been
15.
glorious to get a safety car at this point.
Struggling with the car, and they'll need to be mindful of the effect that had on the tyres.
That would have brought us right back into contention. Porsche is doing a good job at the moment.
Copy.
I fear it is just a matter of time.
Good defending. You're looking strong out there, mate.
And that was it. That was our spirited defence. Broken. Didn't take long. Clean DRS overtake there.
Copy.
We can recover it, okay? We have a 7-second gap.
Copy.
Let's see how quickly he stormed up to the back of us.
Yeah, copy.
Well, we've lost the audio. That weird little audio glitch is still a thing. Well, I say lost it. It's there. It's just incredibly quiet. Should come back after a pit stop, I hope. And there is
Copy that,
just
copy.
no holding back. car behind in that situation.
Copy box.
Okay, copy.
Copy.
Porsche is about to come under pressure from the two Saubers. Ooh, Bottas has developed a fault. That'll be his gearbox.
Copy.
Copy, copy.
Nice forward. Fighting behind.
And we did get the move to cover him into turn one there. That's nice. Lawson's in. 2.9 second stop. That's him through to the end now. And we've got a nice little gap now before we get overtaken by another lapped car. Is that Max coming through to lap us again? It is, but he's got to stop yet. So we have a nice wind. Oh, he's straight in. We do have a nice window of calm air behind us now. And I'm going to worry about constantly getting pulled over for most of this stint. We are going to need to save a bit more fuel though, by the look of it.
Copy.
Let's do that now while the tyres are gradually coming in. Max and Norris have both got out ahead of Perez. Perez has already stopped, as has Oscar and Sainz. Where's Leclerc? He's stopped as well. He's on hard tyres to the end. Yeah, we can't stop Zhou getting through, unfortunately, but we can try and keep Valtteri behind.
Copy. Copy.
Bottas has stopped for the final time. Zhou, we know, is going to have to be careful with those tyres if he wants to make it to the end. So we're now hopefully going to slow down that. Oh no, he's dive bombed us. Never mind. I was going to say, now we've potentially got the chance to maybe slow Bottas down a little bit
I know, man.
for Lawson's benefit, but yeah, that's very much not the case, unfortunately. Let's turn the battle assist off as well. I'm not sure how much fuel I need for a lap's worth, so I want to get down to about 1.8 before I go back into standard driving again. We are still a very long way away from points. That side pod has given us a little bit of extra performance, but nothing significant. Yeah, 2 more laps yet before I can box Teo. It is looking like Lawson is the better of the 2 drivers at the moment. So I think we might have to look at putting our upgrades on Lawson first going forward. Oh, we can go 1 less lap, can't we? Because we've got 1 less lap to do with a lap down. So let's push hard.
Let's push.
And box next lap.
Box, 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 box.
Copy, box, box.
Copy.
No smoke from the back of that Williams yet. So Leclerc comes up to the lap sergeant again, who is now 3 laps down. I think he'll survive getting lapped a 4th time, but only just. It's not going to be. He's not going to have much of a chance. At least we can avoid Porsche getting blue flagged again.
Clean.
Ah, bad stop. Ah, pit crew. They started the season so well. It's kind of all gone to shit in the last couple of races.
Oh dear, that's not a good stop.
And there's Max. So there is a risk that Porsche is going to get lapped a second time. He's a long way back. "14 seconds off the back of Lawson now. Pace isn't great either. He's got minus modifiers. Right, are we closing in on Bottas? Not yet. But we do have better tyres. Sargent's in the pits again. He killed those soft tyres already. Oh, in that case, yeah, he has got a chance of getting lapped again. Well, we've lapped him again. pits are so quick. It's doing 1 minute 31s right now. I know Porsche's tyres aren't up to temperature. But even at temperature, we're nowhere close to that kind of pace. We are about to get lapped for a second time. It'll allow me to push the fuel a little bit, but I don't really see the point in putting stress on the engine. Like I say, all we can do really is just bring the car home, get the money from the sponsors. Just wish I'd been slightly more adventurous and with Lawson and gone 20th. We will be favouring Lawson in terms of finish position rewards as well now, I think. Given that he does seem to have more pace over a race distance. The upgrade that we put on Porsche will be available to Lawson for China as well. So any car advantage that Porsche had will be gone. Closing down Valtteri. There is a chance that we could maybe get past Valtteri.
Copy, copy. Copy.
Let's go for a quick lap. I've got a little bit of rubber to play about with on these mediums here. Not a huge amount, but enough to make a little bit of a difference.
Copy.
The game looks so much better in this camera mode now than it did last time out. Another mechanic. Oh, is that a terminal fault for Sargent?
Oh dear, oh dear. What a miserable way to bow out of this one.
It is. Ooh, now, where is he on track? Is he going to make it back to the pits? Staying out. All right, we're going to keep an eye on this to see where he stops, because if he's got a terminal fault, it could maybe bring out a safety car, which would be huge.
And there, that certainly looks like a terminal failure. What a shame.
Except it's not. He's still going. Bottas's fault has got worse, and that gives me hope with Lawson. I can maybe sneak another position.
Copy.
Gap's now under 10 seconds.
Copy.
And Zhou is still out there as well.
Copy.
We could maybe get the pair of them. Oh my God, we could have made so much money if I'd been adventurous.
Copy.
Yeah, I think we're just on a ticking clock now as far as Sargent goes. I think that gearbox is going to just give up at some point. It's not yet, though. We are going to switch to Lawson. So we're closing in on both Joe and Valtteri here. Have we got enough time left? If we get one, we should be able to get the other while they're staying, you know, nose to tail like this. We've got more traffic coming through to lap us, though. It's going to keep slowing us down every time. That is frustrating. Every time we're going to make progress, we're going to have to slam the anchors on and let faster cars through. Looks like Alonso and Ricciardo coming through. Oh, we were hit. I think.
Oh dear, a crash! There's been a crash!
I'm assuming we were hit. I didn't actually see the contact with us. I saw the contact with the cars behind. Oh yeah, there's the contact. That's got to be a fault for Ricciardo.
Yeah, I got hit.
Yeah, you got hit, but you also hit us. And he is actually wearing the proper helmet tonight.
And while all
We
that
saw him
was
wearing a
happening,
weird one
the
last
crew in
night.
the garage could do nothing but watch on.
So that's cost us a huge amount of time. That's so annoying. We've just lost 6 seconds to Valtteri. Thanks to that. Ricciardo's got the penalty. Alonso's got some damage. That'll be wing damage. So it's going to ruin Ricciardo's race. It's going to drop him out of the points, potentially. 10-second penalty for causing a collision. I forgot it's 10-second penalties now rather than 5-second penalties. Sargent is still pootling around out there. Not quite sure how. How bad's that damage for Alonso? Oh, he's missing an entire end plate there. His tyres are okay, but that's going to really hurt his pace. Ricciardo might yet manage to hold on. He's got to pull out another 7 seconds, but he could yet hold on. And my hopes of catching Joe and Bottas are out the window, and I don't think I'm even going to catch Joe at this rate, Bottas at this rate. So we lost so much time on that last lap. We actually lost 7 seconds on that last lap. What's that done to our confidence? It's killed it. Yeah. Yeah, no chance now. Unless Valtteri's car blows up. We're not catching him. So Alonso is now 4 seconds behind. I think he might just be able to stay inside 10 seconds. I don't think Ricciardo's got enough time left. Yeah, Ricciardo's faux pas is going to cost him that final point. Hasn't done me any favours though. Back to being quicker. 1.5 seconds quicker. In fact, we're about to see Bottas get lapped by Ricciardo, I think. Or was that Tsunoda? No, that's Ricciardo. There he goes. That's a big lift. So we will gain some time back. But once again, as we're closing in, we're about to get blue flagged again. And this time for 2 cars. And Porsche is actually now almost in striking range. Ah, we lost so much time on that curve there. There's Porsche. No team orders at the moment. Not used to see me at the back of the grid. A mechanical fault for Sargent. Is that finally a retirement? It is. His engine's let go. Are they finally going to box that car? Yeah, finally boxing it. That's a decision that's come about 47 laps too late.
That was Boucher out.
Okay. Oh,
What's Porsche raging about?
Just do your best.
Alright, what's the gap behind? 9.5 seconds. We closed that gap right down again. Yeah, it's going to take us a while to get off the back of the grid. Unfortunately, Mike, the car just is not there at the moment.
A bit more pace, man.
Haven't given up complete hope of getting past Joe, past Valtteri. He is going to get blue flagged again. Twice. This is the first of them. Norris goes through. We've got an Aston coming through in a moment as well. Gap's down to 7 seconds, less than 7 seconds.
copy.
There's the Aston. 6 seconds.
Copy.
Only 3 laps, not 5. We're 2 laps down. And we've got Norris. We've got Perez and Piastri coming up behind us. So if we're going to do this, we need to do it quickly.
So let's try to do a Belgian cannon.
Copy, copy.
Got to try and get close, because those cars there will pretty much kill any chance I think we've got. So I've got to push Porsche through here, see if I can get after him. I don't think Lawson's going to have enough in him to do it.
Copy.
Alright, he's through. Can I bring Lawson along for the ride? Can we avoid getting blue flagged? If I can get close enough. Then I can capitalise on Valtteri having to pull over at the same time. There he is. We're going to get him. We are going to get him. More importantly, we're going to get him with DRS. There's the overspeed.
3 laps to go.
Copy.
Bottas covered us off. Now we're at risk of blue flags. Can we get him done before we get caught? Come on, Teo. Come on, Liam. Everything you've got, please. That's Perez and Piastri right behind, and Sainz as well. That's a blue flag for Lawson. It's down to Teo. Have I got enough left in the tyres? I don't think I do. He's gonna hang on, the bastard.
1.4 ahead.
Gave it everything I had. Unless I can get him with a lunge. I'm too far back.
Copy.
Valtteri lives to fight another day. Nearly managed to pull off something spectacular at the end there. I mean, all those cars that lapped us early on just cost us so much time. We would have got him had we not been hit by Ricciardo as well. Alonso finished just 3.4 seconds back, so Ricciardo will drop out of the points. He will just stay ahead of Stroll, so it'll be Alonso 10th, Ricciardo 11th once that 10-second penalty is applied. But so close to getting Valtteri. We just ran out of tyres at the very end there. But we could have had him with both cars had we not had that issue with Lawson. I think.
What a remarkable drive by Lando Norris today.
Definitely a well-deserved podium. You've got to say their race strategy was very good indeed.
Well, they've been waiting for this, haven't they? And it's only right that they make the most of it. And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
4 superb wins to their name now this year, and it's been a pleasure watching them drive.
And a lovely show of sportsmanship to conclude proceedings here in Japan. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And that's all for today as we wrap up the weekend here in Japan.
Join us for the next round as we head to Shanghai for all the excitement of the Chinese Grand Prix.
So then confirmation of the final result. It is 4 wins from 4 for Max Verstappen. Once again, he does not get the fastest lap. So that is 100 points now for Max. Good race again for Norris. Gets second place and the fastest lap. Perez managed to hold off Piastri for third to round out the podium. Good day for Red Bull today. Good day for McLaren as well, with Oscar in fourth. Sainz ahead of Leclerc. Leclerc obviously had that engine fault, which kept him pretty much out of contention. 10.5 seconds back from his teammate in the end. And it was Tsunoda in 7th. Hamilton up 3 places to finish in 8th, ahead of his teammate George in 9th. Alonso getting the final point, a lap down, thanks to that collision with Ricciardo and that 10-second penalty switching them round. Stroll will finish in 12th, just behind. Then it's Hülkenberg in 13th, ahead of Magnussen. Ocon ahead of Albon. Gasly in 17th, then Zhou. Bottas in 19th. We almost got him. Porsche in 20th. Lawson 21st, and Logan retiring after that collision on lap 2. Maybe even the first lap. I think it was towards the end of the first lap, second lap. So, yeah, big damage to Logan Sargent there. Don't know why they kept him out until the last couple of laps before his engine blew up. Should have just retired him pretty much straight away. I would have done in that situation. So, while the AI has definitely improved its racecraft, it's still making strange decisions when it comes to not retiring their cars. Let's have a look at the standings. Max top with 100 points from a potential 104. So not quite a perfect start, but down close to it. Sainz is second in the standings, just 8 points ahead of Norris, who has closed the gap up. Perez moves up into 4th, ahead of Oscar, who also moves up above Leclerc as well. Definitely that engine fault has cost Leclerc some points tonight. Hamilton stays 7th, ahead of Yuki Tsunoda by just 1 point now. Alonso in 9th is ahead of George in 10th by 4 points. Then we have Stroll in 11th on 2 points. Ricciardo is 12th with a point, the last of the scorers. Then it is Ocon, Hülkenberg, Albon, Porsche in 16th, 17th for Magnussen, Zhou in 18th, 19th for Lawson, who drops down a place with Kevin Magnussen's best finish getting him up 3 places, and Sargent in 20th. Bottas still down in 21st, and Gasly in 22nd. Constructor standings then, it's 145 points for Red Bull. Very, very strong start for them this season. Ferrari in second are now 41 points behind. McLaren have closed the gap up to just 5 points behind them in third on 99. Then it's a massive gap back to Mercedes on 27 points. RB on 20, Aston on 13. They are the only teams to have scored. No points for Alpine or Haas or Williams or us or Sauber. How do we do in the pit stop competition? I'm going to say terribly. Let's have a look. Our best stop was 2.87 for Porsche, 2.85 for Lawson, and the slowest stop was 2.58. So we were effectively 0.3 away from getting on the leaderboard tonight. Max and Checo making a 1-2 in the 2.4s ahead of Alpine with Gasly, then Stroll's Aston, Piastri's McLaren, Hamilton's Mercedes, Charles Leclerc's Ferrari, Sargent's Williams, Ricciardo's RB, and some extra points for Alpine there. So a lot of teams picking up some points tonight. Standings now look like this. Red Bull moved top, comfortably top ahead of McLaren, outscoring them by 33 points tonight. They moved 28 points clear at the top. RB in third, only get the 2 points tonight. So Alpine with 16 have closed the gap to 7 points. Aston climbed 2 places above Ferrari and Williams into 5th place on 30, 2 ahead of Ferrari, with Williams a further 2 points back. We are still in 8th on 17 points. Mercedes have closed the gap to us. They're now 3 behind. Haas in 10th with 4 points. Sauber yet to get anything so far this year. We did achieve our targets, which was to basically get both of our cars in 21st, which we did, 21st or higher. Not a huge amount of cash, but we'll take whatever we can get at this stage. All right, let's have a look at our inbox. So, our car was not suited to the track given its poor high-speed performance. Yeah. Looking at the rest of the grid, our car underperforms on DRS. Yeah, we know. Chinese Grand Prix will need solid medium-speed performance, and that should be our focus. Our car is one of the worst on the grid. Yeah, I know about that. An update on Williams, who are one of our rivals. Their car has better medium-speed performance than us, so we're going to struggle against Williams again tomorrow. Oh, sorry, on Monday. Let's have a look at the aero report. We've got a rear wing failure and a suspension failure, and obviously we destroyed another underfloor in practice. It's not good. Gearboxes are getting worn out now, and engines also are getting a little bit worn. So we did actually hit the actual expected finish there with Lawson, and we exceeded Porsche's expected finish by 2 places. Interesting. We got our first regulation change vote here. So, minor technical regulations for the 25 season. The specific regulation changes that we focus on here influence on how our cars generate downforce with the aim of maintaining greater speed while cornering. As always, please carefully review the attached technical summary of this proposal before voting. So we can go for high speed or low speed downforce changes. We're terrible everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. It is going to be a 30% impact, and it's going to affect 4 of the 6 parts. I'm going to vote for... let's have a look. I'm going to vote for high-speed changes. It's our weakest area against the rest of the grid. So the more it hurts them, the better it'll be for us. All right, cast your stone trophy for voting on a regulation change. Another one ticked off. All right, let's replace those parts. New rear wing, new suspension. I don't have any other slots to make the new suspensions that we've got waiting to be built. Let's see, we're 11 days away from China. And we're 6 days away from getting the new side pod complete, which will open up a slot. And we're also 6 days away from getting our first chassis upgrade as well. So we'll have a little bit of extra performance for one of our cars. I'm going to give it to Liam, I think. Let me check our drivers. I don't know. Let's have a look at their mentality. All right, so full report. Teo is okay with his personal driver standings. No real opinions on the team performance right now. He's unhappy, very unhappy with car performance, very unhappy with other performances, slightly unhappy with facilities. So he's slightly negative. I think that given that, I think we probably have to. I think we probably have to give the part to Porsche just to see if we can get him into a more neutral mentality. So we'll continue giving him priority to the upgrades for now, but that may change going forward. We'll see. I really want to keep my drivers if I can. We've only got a 1-year deal on Porsche. We do have a 3-year deal on Lawson, but the amount of potential in Porsche is probably higher than it is in Lawson, because he's younger and at a higher development rate right now. I've got 1.8 million in the bank. It's not a lot of money. It really is not a lot of money. Will be enough to get the rear wings started. We're going to move time forward a bit and get prepped for China. Let's actually, we've got our scout back, haven't we? Let's have a look. How many scouts do I have? Oh, I don't have any scouts. All right, let's just bring on one scout. What are the contract situations like on my other staff? Let's have a look. So, out of contract at the end of the year. Yeah, so we're going to look at replacing Isabella Cockram because her front wing is terrible. Underfloor is only a little bit better. Side pod's only a little bit better. She's got a good chassis, okay suspension and rear wing. We are going to need to find a better technical chief. So let's start scouting out technical chiefs. Take a look at Max. Again, I don't really want to take from any other teams just yet. We'll go another season or two before we start stealing from other teams, but we'll take a look at him, see if he's any good. We might end up having to pinch and someone from somewhere. Right, tour center is complete. How much will it cost to get the final upgrade? Another 50k. Give me an extra 3,125 a week. It's not worth it. Not yet. That money could be put to better use elsewhere. Going to get our first scout report back really quickly. Yes, I know I have low stock in the underfloors. Can't do anything about that at the moment. I don't have the slots. Side pods are done, so let's go ahead and install that now onto Liam's car. That'll please him a little bit, I hope. I can now put a chassis onto Teo's car, and we can start to build that new rear wing. Ah, maybe we can't. I thought the rear wing was done. I was one day away. Okay. So that is his profile, and it is immediately looking better. He's down on chassis, but he's up 20 points in the front wing. He's up 11 points in the rear wing, up 14 points in side pods. Boy, up 16 points. No, 15 points in the underfloor, and he's down 9 in suspension. He's definitely a better option. Okay, so that is an encouraging step. Let's see who else is out there that we could have a look at. I think Gabriella is going to be worse than Isabella. Let's take a look at Matt Harmon. Technically, I've got no bones about poaching Matt Harmon, seeing as he's no longer at Alpine. Yeah, we'll have a look. Right, that is the rear wing, so we can get that into production now. How much more is that going to cost me? An extra 275. It's going to improve my speed in both top speed and high speed. Do I go with just one for the weekend, or do I go with 2? Given my lack of money, I can't really afford to rush. Not when, you know, I'm effectively giving up the cost of a rear wing just to rush them. So we will go with that. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. Right, let's have a look at the results of the regulation change. It is going to be high-speed downforce changes. So we voted for that, as did McLaren, Red Bull and Mercedes, Williams and RB. There is no tiebreaker now. There are 11 teams, so there will never be a shitty tiebreaker situation that we've been having in seasons past, where there's been some silly rule changes. We voted against them. They've been equal, and then the FIA has just gone, we like those silly rule changes. We proposed them, we want them, we're doing them. So, yeah, now it will just be in the hands of the teams. There will never be a split vote again. So, 6-5 for the high-speed changes. That means research is now open. How much is research going to start to cost? I'll have a look at that in a second. Staff results. We now have negative mentality. Oh, bugger. Team is not happy at the moment. Yeah, they're all negative. They're not demoralized yet, but they are demoralized in my performance. I don't have any money to throw at these issues. At least my drivers are not demoralized with me yet. Biggest issue is car performance, and we are working on it as quick as we can, boys. I promise you. Alright, so how expensive is research going to be? Let's have a look. 14 days away from a new ATR period. Just want to get a cost value. It's the same as research. It's a flat million fee. So we can't even afford to start a research project yet. Plus that 860 grand, we're going to need that to build additional side pods. But before then, we need to build suspensions. So, yeah. Not good. Okay, so question now is, do I put all of my eggs in one basket? And do I put the rear wing on the Porsche as well? I have to, really. So they both have the new side pod. Porsche also has a new chassis and a new rear wing. That is the difference in performance that we've found with the new chassis and the new rear wing. So we're finding nearly 2% in DRS. We're finding 0.02G in low speed cornering, nearly 0.02 in medium, 0.017. High speed, we're finding 0.019. We're finding almost nothing in dirty air tolerance. We are taking a bit more weight out of the car. That's improved our acceleration by 0.003G. And our top speed has increased by almost 0.4 of a kilometre. Ranking wise, that's what it does to us. It puts us 19th in speed and acceleration, 19th, 19th and 18th in low speed performance. So let's have a look at Williams. Williams have brought some big upgrades. Look at Sauber. Alright, so we've got the advantage over Sauber in terms of cornering speed, but they have more speed, much better acceleration than us, and a better DRS than us still by a fair way as well. So we've closed the gap, but we are still lagging behind. We need those suspension upgrades. We need a lot of performance. I don't know where we're going to get the money from, though. That's the thing. Alright, right, things to think about over the weekends. That is it for tonight's race, tonight's stream. When we come back on Monday at the usual time of 8 p.m, we will be heading to China for the first sprint race of the season and our first turn at China in a proper career mode as well. Obviously, we did the deluxe scenario at China, the equal performance race on launch day. So we've had a bit of an experience with the track, but will be interesting to see how we do there. Not well, I'm guessing, given that we really aren't making the kind of steps that I was hoping we were. We just don't have any money. It's going to be such a painful season. I'm not sure where we're even going to get any more money from. I mean, we should be getting 4 mil a month from the board, I think. Unless it's giving it every now and again. It says we've got plus 20 mil incoming. So when do we get that? Maybe the board's payments are just split into chunks rather than a payment every month. So I didn't notice us getting a big payment at the end of last month. Let's have a look at the board confidence level. Disappointed again. Yeah, not surprised. Let's have a look at the board budget. So yeah, we should be getting 4 mil a month. Let's see if we do actually get that money at the end of April, because we're going to need that. We've got lots of parts that we need to get built, and we do need to try and put some more performance into the car, so we do need to try and do some more upgrades, but we also need to start working on research for next season as well. I think we're probably done with Intense now. I would love to have been able to get an Intense underfloor done and are we doing an Intense underfloor? Yes, we are. We are doing an Intense underfloor. It would have been nice to be able to do an Intense front wing, but we just do not have the funds for that. Wings are horrendously expensive this year. 5.4 mil for an Intense wing build. So, yeah, that is considerably more expensive than it was last year. Nearly 600,000 more than it was last year, which is not good. All right, yeah, that's it for tonight's race. Not a good one for us again. Hopefully we can do something at China. We'll see if we can maybe sneak a couple of places in the sprint, and then see if we can hang on to any position gains we make in the sprint desperately in the race. Porsche is definitely going to have the pace advantage over Lawson going into the next Grand Prix. His car is ranked currently 16th on the grid. I think, or is that his standings it might be his championship standings. But yeah, he's definitely going to have the better car than Lawson, so he should be getting a better result than Lawson in the next race. But we're still a long way away from points. Hope you'll be back for Monday for the continuation of this series. Until then, enjoy the Belgian Grand Prix tomorrow, and I will see you all with some more F1 Manager 24 very soon.